Hi, my name is Mitra Manesh. I'm a servant. I serve through teaching, coaching, consulting, or any other way that I can find to share what I know with those who want to know. And this Lights On podcast is one of those ways. It was created with consciousness and mindful living in heart. So join us as we travel through many roads of learning and transformation together. And if you enjoy our podcast, please give us feedback by rating us 5-star and share us with others if you think they may benefit from it. On behalf of my team, I thank you for your presence. This week's podcast is about how can we, or can't we, change other people? One of the most common questions I get asked at private sessions, in the classes and training that I do for workplaces is, how can I change such and such? Well, of course, no one says that I would like to be in charge of this person's life and control how they live their life. No, this kind of questions usually are covered with chocolate. And people say, Mitra, what you taught us today was great and very useful. And I think my staff, my partner, my child, my friend, my lover, my neighbor, they can really, really benefit from that. So how can I use this to change them? I used to be very gentle with my answers. And I think as I'm aging, I'm no longer that way. And I call this question a very unwise question, because it is. And it usually is there in our awareness because we ourselves have not made a shift in that particular area ourselves. So allow me to be as clear as one can be. There is not much you can do to change anyone in a sustainable way. There is not much you can do to change anyone in a sustainable way. Because we all need to have the willingness and ability to change. Okay, willingness meaning that I really want to change. And then ability means that I have the right consciousness and then right information. Okay? We forget about all the other elements and we think it's only information that it's missing for people. And we focus on sharing the information. And if my consciousness is not there, and if my willingness is not there, there is no amount of information, no matter how accurate and how useful it is, that can change me. So when these elements are not there for us, there's not much anybody can do. But having said that, there is one thing, just one thing, that we might be able to do to facilitate another person's transformation. Let's find out what that is.
How can I change this person, thing, situation? A survival question. I think she's asking if that's a survival question. How can I change this person, thing, or situation?
Yes, it is a survival question. And also it's a very unwise question because the answer is there is nothing you can do to change anybody else. And we weren't supposed to be able to change them. The only way that we may, and it's a capital M, we may influence others to change. We're assuming our way is the right way, right? We don't know that. If I want to change you, my assumption is my way is much better than your way. Okay, let's say I'm right. Let's say it's a, we don't know. It's an assumption. Let's say my way is right way, whatever that means, and I really want to influence you. The only way that we may influence somebody else is by showing them, not by telling them. No one has ever, in a sustainable way, changed because we told them so. And if there was the case, they probably would have changed because much wiser and much more well-known people than you and I came before us. There were the other people that told them how to be, and they didn't listen to that. What makes you think that they will listen to me and you? So it is a survival question, and it's also a very unproductive question, because it's like you standing in a same place and asking the question, jumping up and down and feeling very frustrated because your expectation was that it will bring some fruits and bring some result if you just told them. People assume that people don't change because they're lacking information. And hence, if I just provide enough information, you're going to change. That is not the case. It is not information that people are missing if they want to change for better. It is really the level of consciousness that is required for change. So you've probably experienced that. I know I have, that I have read something, I've come across something and didn't mean so at all. And then years later, it meant something. So what was the difference? It was the same message. It was the same lesson. It was the same information and knowing and knowledge even. But it didn't do anything for me 2 years ago. All of a sudden, it became very important to me. It's because my level of consciousness changed, hopefully went higher, and then that made sense to me. So please know, and I really highly recommend that today, maybe we put it as part of the home practice, that you write a letter to yourself and resign from the position of being the change maker in other people's lives. Even if you're talking about people that you're responsible for, like, your adult children, of course, not younger children, that's a different, story, but adult people in your life, because that's a job that you can never, ever do properly. And hence you're going to disappoint yourself and get resentful towards them. But if you really are interested in influencing them, you can only show them. So it's like, I can only show you, demonstrate to you how you can, speak mindfully, how to interact with me differently. But I cannot make you do that. And by telling you, actually, I'm delaying your journey in that particular area. The more I tell you, the less you want to do it. So if you were going to do it this month, I just delayed it for a few months. It is very fruitless. It does not produce any result. And it's extremely unwise way of using your own energy, because it just doesn't work most of the time in a sustainable way. Hope this episode answered the question or two for you, or provoked and inspired questions in you. I'm so grateful you showed up and listened up. Until the next time, be well and stay curious.